What's up, everybody? Starrick here again with another Circuit Superstars League race. This is the starting round of the ICSTC Season 5, and we are starting out with an interesting combo. To start, I want to say that the Road Rebel on Faenza is a very enjoyable combo by itself, but racing it competitively turned out to not be as enjoyable. Alright, the start of qualifying. I will say that the qualifying for this track and car combo was very enjoyable, but as you will see, there's not a lot of room for error with slower cars like the Road Rebel, and so a 29.8 and a 30 flat is a big difference between hitting all your corners consistently and barely not getting them all. It's just no room for error whatsoever. Alright, so I hit a barely under 30 flat, and right behind grammative and ahead of Dax. I was a little peeved at myself because I was hitting .8s pretty consistently in practice, and I just wasn't able to execute during this qualifying session. But here's the race start. I'll let you enjoy, and I'll be adding some commentary here and there throughout the race. Alright, let's take a look at the first action of the race here. Coming in the last two corners, I'm able to get to the inside of grammative here, but unfortunately it's just not enough, and I have to back out and continue to be behind grammative, as you can see, about a half of a car length, just so I'm not hitting him on his screen due to the POV differences. Going into turn 5 here, grammative gets a bit unlucky and gets a CCD. I'm lucky enough to pass him. Grammative back to third place, and going onto the straight after these last two turns, I was kind of thinking, oh, I've got a good gap here, and let's try to pull away and see to get out of the slipstream. But unfortunately, the slipstream was very good to Dax, and he was able to catch back up by the end of the straight. Coming into the turn 4 here, Dax gets a good inside line on me, but I still have the inside line for turn 5, and so that pass attempt was unsuccessful. as you will see here, coming into the pit, we are super close, and unfortunately, as you can see in the background, grammative hits the wall, and he will eventually catch back up to us. But you can see the racing with the Road Rebels is just so close. It's hard to, you know, push past, get a pass, or just even break away from other people. Coming out of the pits now, you can see that I had a pretty good pit stop compared to Dax, and was able to get a little bit of a lead. And again, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna try to break away here from Dax, but unfortunately, again, Dax is, you know, a great driver as well with the slipstream. He's able to catch back up. But of course, coming into the last two turns here, I unfortunately get a CCD, and I almost stay ahead of Dax, but unfortunately I have to back out here and just stay behind him. Now just settling in to see if I could pass him. And here I just kind of want to point out how cautious I was, as well as knowing when POV differences are, you know, kind of working. Here you saw that I kind of pushed him in turn 5, and I backed out because I knew that I pushed him and didn't want to take the position due to me hitting him. That's kind of just, in my opinion, unsportsmanlike. So, continuing on. So here I just want to kind of point out on this straight how I try to stay about a half of a length to a quarter of a length of the car behind Dax so that I'm not hitting him on his screen. I do get a little bit close right there, but you can kind of see how I'm very cautious. I easily could be right up on him if I wanted to, but I'm choosing to kind of stay a little bit back, especially going into turns, as you can see there in turn 5. Just being aware that POV differences are a thing, and I just don't want to mess up his race by me, you know, riding his ass all the time, because that gets quite annoying. As you can see, I think I bumped him right there, but kept, you know, pulling off the gas, especially into the turn here. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. Going into the final 2 turns on lap 15, Dax gets a little bit iffy there, and I go in and ram into him, but I have to back out of that since I did ram him, so I backed out of trying to pass him there, and continuing on. Then into turn 2 and 3, Dax kind of like doesn't turn there, and I couldn't tell if I had hit him before that or not. I thought I was far enough away, but since I couldn't tell, and you might be able to hear me in the background say I don't know if I hit him or not, I just kind of took the position. But later on you'll see that I actually give back the position via a CCD. So all is fair in love and war. As the tires wear down when we're getting into the end of this stint, I can kind of tell that I'm a little bit pulling away from Dax, and I keep trying to just keep pushing, but man, that slipstream on the straight is just too powerful, and I'm just unable to. And going into turn 4, just like my last CCD, coming out of the pits, I always kind of get a bit, you know, off the groove, and I hit a CCD going in turn 4, and that unfortunately lets Dax pass. But now I just try to latch onto his back using Slipstream, and we'll try to see if I can pass later on. Here we are on lap 25, and again I just get a CCD into turn 4. This is probably going to let grammative catch back up to us, as now he definitely has my Slipstream, as well as that I have Dax's, so definitely unfortunate for me. So here, I just want to keep reiterating the frustration of the POV differences in, you know, us wanting to race closely and cleanly. Watch Dax cars here in the last 2 corners. You can kind of see, like, definitely on him screen, I am definitely pushing his back in there. It's just so unfortunate. It's just really, really frustrating. And then going into turn 4 here, luckily for me, Dax does get a CCD, and unfortunately for him, it is lap 29, so all I need to do is, you know, hold on for 2 more laps to secure this win. And as you can see, Dax and grammative are having a good fight back there, which is allowing me to kind of just stay ahead in not a big danger zone. So as this last lap winds down here, grammative and Dax are behind me battling, which is kind of allowing me to be in a very, very safe distance from them to complete this race out in first, which continues my streak of winning almost every league race so far. Continuing my last season's dominance. I will say that this was not a very satisfactory win for me, in my opinion. I might say that I don't feel like I exactly deserve it, just because, you know, it's mostly a battle of the CCDs of who would and who would not CCD at different times, you know. So definitely unlucky for Dax, who on lap 29 got a CCD and went back to third and not just second, so definitely feel bad for him. But continuing on, these three, me, Dax, and grammative, we're going to be battling for wins for sure the rest of the season, and I am very excited for it, and hopefully POV differences do not become a massive problem for us. Thank you all for watching, really appreciate it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.